Mount Drummond is a 60-kilometer, 2650-meter elevation gain out and back, but also kind of a loop trip. You visit one of the seldom visited peaks deep in the backcountry of Banff National Park. You need essentially no technical skills for this trip, and the views are stellar, at least the views that we saw. Start off at the Fish Creek parking lot and start on the service road towards the Skokie trailhead. When you get to the trailhead, start on the trail towards the halfway hut. The goal of day 1 is to make it to Red Deer Lake's campground. Near the halfway hut, the trail will branch towards Hidden Lake and Deception Pass/Baker Lake. Take the route to Deception Pass. On your way, you will pass by Ptarmigan Lake. Follow the trail around the north side of the lake. There will be a fork in the road. The left trail goes north over Deception Pass. This is the way you will want to go. From Deception Pass, you can start towards Ptarmigan Peak and after some scrambling, make it to Packers Pass Peak. This is optional though. When you get back down to Deception Pass, descend to the north towards Skokie Lodge. You won't make it to Skokie Lodge. Instead, follow the signs that take you between Fossil Mountain and Skokie Mountain towards Red Deer Lakes. We stayed both nights at Red Deer Lake Campground.
Well, it's up to you guys to change it. Here's the true Tarek.
Day 1 was about 17 kilometers, but I got an extra 3 or 4 kilometers in running to and from the upper Red Deer Lake multiple times. Red Deer Lakes are shallow, so they are actually incredibly warm by glacial lake standards. Not a bad idea to bring a bathing suit. The next day we were delayed due to rain, but eventually made it to the north end of the campground, where we continued north on the trail. You'll make it to some signs at a fork in the trail. Take the path east towards Natural Bridge. This trail is mainly traveled by horses, not humans. There will be a fork in the trail while you're traveling east. The right branch goes towards Natural Bridge, but you'll have to take the left branch and cross a creek. Not here though. It turns out there was a much easier crossing which we found on the way back. About 6 kilometers from the campground you'll arrive at Shingle Flats, and you will have to cross the river coming off the Drummond ice field. First make your way up the river towards the ice field. You can attempt to find a dry way across. We spent about half an hour trying to make a bridge, but eventually you'll probably just have to take off your shoes and cross. Once across the river, start walking towards Drummond. Aim for this ascent gully. Try to stay on sections without forest. Once you get further up, you will need to start heading climbers left. Make your way over here. We ended up side-hilling some scree. Eventually you will make it to a flat section where there is a small tarn. As long as you follow the arrow I drew earlier, you should end up here. Go around the tarn and start up the obvious ascent gully. The snow was soft, so we decided to go around to the right. We made it to a wet section, but the terrain wasn't difficult. From the tarn, it's a pretty long way up. We came to a short, more hands-on scrambling section, but it was easy enough to keep the GoPro on the stick, and it only lasted about 2 meters. Higher up in the ascent gully, you're going to want to move climbers left. Continue to go up towards the ridge. Once you get to the ridge, you will have a view of Mount Drummond. Once we gained the ridge, we immediately found a break in the cliff band to ascend. This led to a short patch of snow which I assume is here year-round. When you look right, you get great views of a lake that has year-round icebergs in it.
You'll see it soon, Herb.
Great view from the false summit.
There's Herb.
Continue northwest towards the actual summit. You will lose some elevation. The route up is simple. It is a bit loose though once you start gaining elevation again. You should have been coming up this way. You will then curve more climbers right towards the summit. The summit ridge is very wide. When you're done at the summit, you can head back the way you came. Follow the ridge back to the false summit. Continue back towards the ascent bowl, which you will take on descent as well. We were able to use the snow to glissade on descent. You're going to basically follow your ascent route back to Red Deer Lake's campground. This is the much easier river crossing that we somehow missed on the way there.
Well, that was like infinitely easier.
There is a gate you passed that I didn't get a video of on the way there. This is the intersection I mentioned with the sign to Natural Bridge.
My legs just absolutely gave up on me when I
This spot is magical every time I've been there.
Yeah, but Herb, this river is so nice though. I don't know, I might do this river. I think you can see better. The lake is also
Day
nice.
2 was about 1,500 meters of elevation gain and a bit more than 20
swimming?
kilometers.
How was it?
Well, the river proved to be harder than we thought.
The next day is a walk back on trail. Start heading south the way that you got to camp on day 1, and when you hit a sign that has directions to Baker Lake, go towards Baker Lake.
Just about at Cotton Grass Pass.
Baker Lake is a nice spot for a break. When you are ready, go west on trail around the north end of the lake.
End of Baker Lake.
You'll arrive back at Ptarmigan Lake. From here it is the same way that you came in on the first day. You can see our little slice of history in the halfway hut.
Oh man, this one's hard to find. Okay, we got a UP, KM, MS, and CC 2020 from the time Ruby and Michael and I did Cyclone Challenge. And the trifecta, the names are from the trifecta. The CC we added was for the Cyclone Challenge.
A very familiar sight.